The guest is Coach RReed from Tennessee State University. Coach, before we had our first commercial break, we were talking about you coming to Tennessee State University, and from what I understand, you first came to Tennessee State University as an employer in 2003. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay, well, so let's let's pick it up at that point in dealing with football and those experiences for the rest of this particular segment.
Okay, well, in coming to Tennessee State in 2003, it presented somewhat of a challenge to me. After kind of building the program down there from the ground up at East Texas Baptist, we're talking about a program that was started in 2000, and when I left to come here in 2003, that program made it to the national semifinals in Division III, and it was one game away from playing for a national championship. And it was a pretty rough decision, but I knew where my heart was. I knew where I always wanted to be at Tennessee State University. And Coach James Reese was gracious enough to give me an opportunity to come here and be the defensive coordinator. And it was a really, really daunting task, I thought, but when I got here and I saw the athletes that we had, I realized that, hey, this could be something special. And upon coming to Tennessee State, you know, we were ranked probably 7th or 8th in the conference in total defense when I took over in 2003. Well, and in that year, 2003 season, we finished #1 in total defense for the first time in the school's history in the OVC at Tennessee State University. So real proud of that accomplishment. And in 04, you know, we went into that season. We started out great, 3-0. We were hit with a barrage of injuries, and we lost, I think, a stretch of 6 games going down the stretch. And it resulted in Coach Reese being fired and Coach Webster coming on in 2005. And I was retained on the staff in 2005. And I think due to I feel like I'm a pretty good football coach, and I know that the recruiting aspect had a lot to do with it, bringing guys like Javaris Williams and Dominique Rogers-Camardi, Lamar Divins, and those guys to the table helped me greatly in being able to be retained on staff. And I've always been a relationship guy, and I think that I've built a bunch of relationships here at Tennessee State University, not only on campus, but out in the community. And I think that that's important for any coach to have those kind of relationships in the community as well as on campus. And so we continued to coach here, and I was coaching the outside linebackers, and you know, Coach Webster brought a couple of guys in and wasn't satisfied with them. And then in 2008, I believe he elevated me back to defensive coordinator. And at that point, we proceeded to finish the season with I think, an 8-4 record, and we had the #1 defense in the conference again for only the 2nd time in the school's history. And then last year we finished #3 in the overall defense, but we were #1 in the OVC in just conference stats. So that's been pretty good accomplishments for us as a defensive staff here. And obviously, Coach Webster resigned at the end of this season, and on December the 24th of this year, I was named head football coach at Tennessee State University, 21st head coach, and I'm pretty proud of that accomplishment. I think that what you're getting in a head coach is going to be a guy that's going to be